Welcome, Terry. You're on mute right now. You're the first one to attend. Thank you so much. We've got a little.
Thank you.
Hey.
I haven't used this platform before, so I'm kind of figuring it out.
Well, it's very similar to Zoom. Very similar. If you have a Apple product, you may have to download. Normally, you have to download the app and so forth. Morning, Carol. Morning, Stacy. Look at you. You got the new camera. Very good, Stacy.
Yes, it works. You can hear me?
I can hear you. You look good. And let's hope the recording. The only thing I get concerned about, not like a worry, but is the bandwidth, because I understand the bandwidth can make such a difference in recording, as you know. And so if the bandwidth isn't up to snuff, it can delay, or it can do some different things, or you can get echo.
Right.
And I suggest everybody probably getting some feedback. Everybody put on mute. We'll start in a couple of minutes here. People are starting to come in. Deanna, good morning to you. Carol, if I didn't say good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
And Stacy, I'm going to give it a couple of minutes after 10 just to get people to load, because I know a lot of the ladies come on right after that 10 o'clock, depending on how you have to connect.
I get it.
Yep. Whew. What's the temperature like down there in Florida, Laurel?
I'm not happy today.
Ooh.
Let's see. It is 51 degrees. Oh, 56 now. Oh, it went up a little bit. It's cold.
Well, in Maryland, anybody, temperature, and please use your chat. Also while we're doing everything, Kayla, good morning. Trisha, good morning. Sorry about that, Trisha. And I didn't realize that the website, Stacy and Trisha, that we had gotten the updated member spotlight done. I was waiting on the bio from Stacy. So Stacy, I'm going to go over the member spotlight. Maybe when I update it and so forth, we'll have that ready. So it's 10 o'clock. We'll give it another minute or two. Please use the chat to put any information you have of your business, so that if the other ladies want to view it, they can do that. There's a toolbar. If you take your cursor, hey, Carol, how are you? Judy, good morning, and Rita. If you scroll down towards the bottom of your screen, you're going to see a toolbar, much like the one that's on your computer. And you'll see the video, you'll see the audio, you'll see where you can mute yourself. We'll be sharing screens. I know, Kayla, you're going to be sharing your screen during this morning. So we're all here at the WOW virtual meeting here, Monday, January 8th. Thank you all. This is the first one of the year. Really excited about it, from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Looks like we have enough people. Amy, Tracy, thank you, ladies, for joining us. Karen, good morning. We have a guest. Someone didn't put in their name. When you get the email, the evite, you can click on that, then add your name. You know, if you want to do first name and last may be good. Some people use initials, whatever the case may be. And then please, again, I'm saying use the chat. I'm recording this and as many of the virtual meetings as possible. That way I can put them out there. Judy, good morning. Ashley, good morning. Ashley, nice to see you, baby. Michelle, good to see you as well. And I just want to be able to record as many as possible. So this meeting is being recorded. Please mute yourself unless you will be speaking. Sophie just left. Hopefully she'll get back on. And the other than the muting, we'll have a Q&A. Stacy Gillis from Advanced Video Systems. She's going to be the co-host this morning, followed by Kayla Zielinski. She's with Macbeth Academy. So we're going to get some information about these amazing things these two ladies do, on podcasts and video systems and multimedia and how to consolidate your loved ones' pictures, photos, videos, etc. with Stacy, and the podcast with Kayla. And then we're going to have an open chat towards the end. So it'll be co-host Q&A, special guest Q&A. And then if we have anything anybody wants to add, I started doing that, maybe an open chat during the end, but please don't hesitate to use your information. We got Tina putting her information from Point Breeze, and Tricia Soderstrom, virtual assistant for WOW. She put her contact information there. So you all, it's working when you do that. So we're still working on getting information updated in the member directory. So if we go to the member directory and also the member spotlights, Jennifer Yaris, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm not all that good with that sometimes. I apologize. Anyway, she's updated the member spotlights. We had 3 member spotlights. We just decided we're going to change that probably every month or so. I've sent out some invitations to some of the ladies to update their information, which is basically a Q&A type thing for people. You know, what do you do, etc. I'm going to take you to the member spotlight page. There you go, Sophie, you're back on. And I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see this. Where I'm taking you to now is WOW, the member spotlights, so that you can see what that looks like. And in the future, hopefully some of you will be able to join in and showcase there. You should be able to see the first one. Ishana Bender. She is a mortgage loan officer with Castle Mortgage, experience with mortgage lending. We have Stacy Gillis, who is our co-host this morning. Jen will update the bio information. It still shows as need bio, Stacy, but she's working on that. I forwarded that to her. And of course, the illustrious Tricia Soderstrom, our virtual assistant. So the system works pretty much. I like to be systematic in my approach to these things, whether we do the in-person WOW, the Evite WOW for this virtual meeting, or website. So when you see a member spotlight, you can read a little bit about that person. Again, WOW is all about giving you all as much as exposure as I can. I'd like to try and do this monthly. And this is what's your why. For instance, I'll just click on this, a little information that you can provide in the future. If you want to go ahead and send me your information in future member spotlight updates, I'll certainly put you in there. And just how you're giving back to the community, how you're giving back to whatever it is your purpose is, who inspires you, what inspires you. So we can learn a little bit more about you. And as people go to the website and they decide to join WOW, they can see the type of ladies that are on WOW. And then also under the Learn More, that'll take you either to your website or to your Facebook page, whichever you prefer. I really love the ability to showcase as many of the ladies of WOW as possible. Getting back to our meeting, we have the events starting in March, which are going to be now from Thursdays to Wednesdays, the in-person events, third Wednesday of the month. The virtual are always going to be the first Monday of the month, unless it falls on or right next to a holiday. Then I'll put it to the second Monday of the month. The website campaign for the paid membership. With the paid membership, I'm going to put a lot more information on the website. The paid membership will give you exclusive opportunities to see interviews with other WOW members, to learn more about it and showcase yourself there, as well as newsletters. Podcasts will be uploaded to that. So as we transition from more or less a free membership to a paid membership, there's going to be a lot of benefit for you there. The membership campaign started October 2nd. We currently have over 440 members to the WOW Facebook page. eventually I want to convert as many as I can. Kayla, thank you. It's been an endeavor over the last 12 years, almost 12 years, to get that all together. So more videos being completed in the future. I will be scheduling them in February. I think I have about 4 or 5 ladies that have expressed an interest in doing that. WOW wants to support your business in every way we can. If you go to the website, if you see your information incorrect, please notify Trisha or myself. Trisha's name was misspelled. I don't know how that happened on the bio, on the member spotlight rather. So we got that fixed right away. Anytime you see an error either on yourself or someone else, please let us know. We want to do it right. Notables, in-person meetings, again, will resume March of this year. That will be with Julie Tringali Mulhern. She's of the Metaphysical Shop and Healing Center right here in Manchester. And those in-person meetings are going to be held 6 times a year. Virtual meetings are once a month. The WOW Facebook page, remember to use that. Do your chats. You can see the future upcoming WOW events. I try to have them at least a minimum of 30 days out so you can see what WOW event is coming up, either on the WOW Facebook page or the WOW website. And you can go to https, et cetera, WOWWomenUS.com. So Stacy, I think we're about ready for you. If you want to unmute yourself, tell us all about what you do in advanced videos systems. We're excited.
Mute. Unmute. Everyone hear me? We're good? All right. I love the thumbs up. What are those fireworks about? That was funny. All right. Barbara, you want me to tell my story now? Is that what you want me to do?
Oh, most definitely. Advanced Video Systems, what do you do? A little bit about how you get there, but mainly what your product is, what your service is, how we can connect with you, and how can we find you.
Oh, awesome. Well, good morning, everybody. Wonderful WOW women. I've been in WOW for many, many, many years, and I love Barbara. She's such an inspiration to all of us. And I've been in business for 40 years. I started out of diapers. No, just kidding. I was 20 years old when I got married, and my husband, after 1 month, brought home all this video equipment. He said, we're going into business for ourselves. I'm like, really? What? And I just had gotten my business degree, and I went off to UMBC and I got a film and video degree. And I was waitressing at the time, and I went up to the owners and I said, can I produce an instructional video for your waiters, waitresses, busboys, cooks? And they said, yeah. They loved it so much, they paid us for it. We went to Horn & Horn and landed a $30,000 deal. And the video just kept taking off throughout the years. And we have, we now have moved to Clearwater, Florida 3 years ago. So we had to start over, and it was just, it was challenging. Yes, because we had 0 customers. And here we had this huge company in Baltimore. We were doing huge media transfers, transferring your old home movies and slides and, old film and VHS and all the different media formats. So the strategy of starting over was to join the chamber, a major chamber down here. And we got to know and meet all these high-end businesses, and it's been wonderful. I really recommend joining your chamber and being a part of WOW. Don't limit yourself to just one. Always try and do, not a lot, but focus on a few networking events. And so Google My Business near me has worked very, very well. So if you type in VHS near me, we pop up #1. So that is a very good tool to use, which is for free. So Barbara, what else would you like to know?
Well, how do you convert these, and where do you do all of this? Right there behind you, I see a lot of equipment.
Yeah, we have a lot of equipment. I'm running film right now. We take all these little Super 8 reels and I shine it into a telecine and the camera sees it and I put it into the computer. I have a slide scanner, a photo scanner. In the other room is our sunroom and it's filled with equipment. So we decided not to have a studio anymore. We've had a studio. We had 8,000 square feet back in the late 80s and 90s, and we had 23 employees. So that HR book was this thick. So it's just me and hubby, and it's been wonderful. We work out of the house. We have 1,700 square feet, so every room is filled with video equipment. It's hilarious. We have customers come in. We have a sign in the front of our door saying, yes, this is Advanced Video Systems, because everyone was saying, is this Advanced Video Systems? And, so we have a nice sign. We live in an HOA. We can't have a big sign in front, so we have a little sign. So that's sufficient. But we do work with other businesses who have brick and mortar. For instance, we have a frame factory down the street. They have a big marquee and they advertise film transfers. And so that's our brick and mortar. So we partner with them. We have a computer store that we partner with, and customers bring in all their media transfers and we do the work for them. So that's been a great partnership. So that's how we're doing our work. And we do a lot of mail order via UPS.
That's one of the things, especially since some of the ladies here are in different locations. And I just saw Karen Somerville from Seattle, Washington hop off. So she'll be able to see this on the recorded session at a later time. That was one of my questions. How do we get the information to you? Everyone just mails the information, or do they mail them to those locations that you partner with?
Well, we use UPS and we've been using them for 40 years and they never lost an order. They have tracking. Now, I would not use United States Post Office. Ooh, no. Or FedEx even messes up sometimes, believe it or not. But UPS has been always reliable. All the packages come in perfect. So that's how we do it. You can go to our website, get our order form, shipping information. I started a Shopify. So we have super deals on Shopify. If you hit www.GoAVNow.com, you'll see super specials. And I highly recommend that you use them because it's like half off of all services.
Yeah. That's amazing. So how long is that special for, Stacy?
Well, right now I just launched it, so it's going to be up for a while.
Oh,
and
nice.
Then I'll be adding specials. And I have a cool blog going on. I have different blogs of how to organize your photos or questions of do videotapes deteriorate. So I have a lot of great information on that website.
So you answered quite a few things for us, like what you're doing, where you are. You're down in Florida, not as warm as you would like. I have a friend who's right near you, and she's saying the same thing. And then how you have partnered up. More importantly, I think the ladies of WOW need to understand the significance in the partnership and partnering with each other, whether you have a virtual assistant that's partnering up with the other people like myself and WOW and helping others in any way, making sure that we're thinking WOW first. Always think WOW first. And you and I had talked about the chamber. I'm a member of the chamber here at WOW. I had posted something about the chamber event. I met with them last, I believe it was Tuesday. Yeah. Surprisingly, 8 a.m. The first Tuesday of the month of the year. It was very early at 8 o'clock in the morning. And we got to see the delegates. So down in the chamber in your area, you are very active as well.
Oh, absolutely. I'm the ambassador for the Central Pinellas Chamber of Commerce, which means that I get to meet other businesses and do ribbon cuttings and hand them plaques. So it's a really good tool to get to know other businesses and find out since we're so new to the area, I get to, learn my way around town now.
That's great. So I say, wow, is your first go-to. Your chamber or something similar is your second networking. And then a third one. And I also talk about social media. And you've mentioned a couple things about social media.
So that is correct. So video is very important in everyone's business. It doesn't matter what you do. And I post in LinkedIn every day, and I post a video. You get impressions around the world. I mean, people are learning about me and I'm getting noticed. So that's really important. If you ladies like to reach out to me, and I can share some great tips on how to use video and how to put it together, and I'd be more than happy to help you.
And I think that's important as I do the videos, either this virtual meeting, excuse me, as I do this virtual meeting, I'm all about using technology more. I found out during COVID, I told this story, that my business doubled during COVID. I know some people can't say that, but I can tell you using social media, and I will be the first to say, Jennifer, web designer, had also said, be consistent, ladies. So if you're going to do things on Friday morning, be sure to do it on Friday morning. And Trisha and some of the other ladies have mentioned about bulleting a whole stream of different topics or information you'd like to share. And you can release it. You can time it. You can release it to the world. So every morning at 8 o'clock, you're not on Instagram, for instance. So these are some things to look into. And thank you for the help, Stacy, that we can connect with you. The videos we're doing, I think, are really important. I feel like I'm Barbara Walters. Wow, starting something with videoing the WOW members, and would love to get everybody into that space. It's a secure space, of course, where the memberships go to. So Q&A for the ladies, unless you had anything else to suggest, Stacy.
Do any of you have any questions I can answer real quick about social media? Anything? Well, just reach out to me. Oh, so Rita, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Rita. How can I help?
Thank you for what you're doing, and thank you everyone for putting this together. It's my first time on. I have loads of questions and I have loads of needs, actually. So I am a transformational strategic parent estrangement, parent-adult-child estrangement coach. And I've been doing this for a while, but nothing online. And so I have a whole bunch of needs as far as, first of all, you can see it's dark. I'm dark here. So I have all this ring lights and all. I still don't know how to quite set that up. And so I'm going to say, while you were talking, Ms. Gillis,
yes,
that I do have needs to transfer and convert some old VHS and CDs into more stuff that I can use on USBs. But other than that, for my business, I need to set up a website. I need help with branding, with logo, and putting that all together. And it seems like I'm in the right place, and people will help me. I also have needs with decorating my home, by the way. But so I have a lot of needs, and I have a feeling, I have such excitement that I'm in the right place.
You are in the right place, Rita. And a little
Monica,
tip.
why can help with that branding? Oh, sorry.
Monica?
Yeah.
Okay, so I need information on Monica. With Monica, so branding and logo creation and stuff like that? And web designing, or just branding? Monica.
She can help with a lot of different things, Monica. Of course, Stacy's going to be your expert on the media part.
Right. Absolutely. So I do brand management, which is everything that affects how the public views your business, from your logo and graphic design to your website to how you communicate with your customers and who your customers are.
Yeah, I have all my content. Well, I'm working on getting my content together, but I've been doing this for a while, so I know who my customers are and stuff. So what is your contact information?
I am putting it in the chat right now.
Okay. In the chat. So what media are we using? This doesn't look like Zoom. It looks like something different.
This is similar to Zoom, but it's called ZOHO One. If you want to take a look at it, I started using ZOHO One. My son had recommended it to me in August of 2022, strictly as a CRM to keep my contacts. I had hundreds of contacts in multiple different areas, and I needed to streamline it and get to know who my WOW ladies were. So that's where I started. But they have kind of like Google, when you click on your email, when you click on Google, I call them Skittles. You got all the little, apps that Google has. Same thing with ZOHO. I think they have over 50 apps you can use for bookkeeping, not just keeping your contacts, but also to do a meeting like this, where ZOHO.
Do other people have to have access to ZOHO or whatever in order to communicate with you? Because I know with other platforms you have to have, the client base, in order to connect and all of that.
So Zoom, ZOHO, any platform like this, you may have to download an app. I know for people who use Apple products, they have to download the app to get ZOHO One. Mm-hmm. Zoom and ZOHO integrate with certain apps depending on what's set up in your computer. But certainly you're on ZOHO now, so that tells me that you did not need to download the app.
Uh-huh.
So Monica put up her information at Innovative Brands. For anybody who's interested in having a conversation with her, you can go to her website. She also has a scheduling tool that she uses.
Right. I'm copying and pasting everybody's information here because I think I see Tracy put some information here.
And then Tracy chimed in as well. Thank you, Tracy.
Wow. Right. That means a lot.
Most definitely. Anything else on Stacy Gillis and Advanced Video Systems? Any other questions, information? Okay. Silence is golden. We're going to move on to Kayla with that big, beautiful smile today. I know it's kind of chilly where you all are. By the way, I am in Aruba. I'm so sorry. It's 85 degrees here. No snow, no sleep.
Yeah. No, also no bragging. Hi!
Ah, there you go, Kayla.
I'm so happy to see everyone. I'm so happy to see you, Barbara. I'm so excited to talk to you about the Good Stuff podcast. And also just like, I have to let you know, today's my birthday. I'm 36.
It's my sister-in-law's birthday. Happy birthday.
So I'm 36 and I share a birthday with Elvis and that has nothing to do with my talk.
Yes. Yes.
Very cool. So we're going to talk about, send request. I'm going to share my screen because and
I'm going to allow it. You can go ahead. I know you have some things. Please put yourself on mute so there's no distractions other than the speaker. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks for the birthday wishes. It's not letting me download. I'm going to keep trying.
Right,
I really there you go. Window, entire screen. Sure. Share. All right, present. Can you guys see how to create a podcast? Can you see that? I'll just like use slideshow. Yeah, can you see that? Okay, how to create a podcast? You see my screen or no?
No.
Send it to me again, please, Kayla.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll send it to you again. All right, cool. I'll send it to you again. It's just the same thing that I sent last night. I didn't change anything.
To share the screen, I mean.
Oh yeah, I did. I just sent it again. Did you get it? Sharing. Oh no, I changed it. Anyway, I sent you the presentation. Dave, can you share it on your screen? Is that able to happen? I promise it's really good, you guys. It's totally worth it. It's totally worth this awkward waiting time.
Okay.
There you go.
Can everyone see?
Yes, that's totally it. And then you can be my screen share person. All right, how to create a podcast. My name's Kayla Slinsky, and welcome to it. There's my giant head in the top right. You can scroll down to the next page. So today's talk we're going to do, I wanted to give you guys really good information that I did not have when I was starting my podcast. And I'm going to give you an introduction to myself. I'm going to give you like how to create a podcast plan, and then what is a production strategy. And then we can go to the next screen. So it's really funny because I don't know if I think I told you, Barbara, but I didn't tell the whole world that I had a stroke 2 years ago. And my goal in life was to help me improve my mind, improve my body, improve my spirit. And for my mind, with creativity was a huge thing. And I wanted to hear all the wonderful things that everyone was doing, but also put it out into the world in a very creative way. So I started the Good Stuff podcast November 2022. I just published last Friday was episode 56. That was so cool. And if you want to find Spotify, it's a podcast on Spotify. So my name, obviously, Kayla Slinsky. I am the director and producer of the Good Stuff podcast. And if you see on the bottom right, we have our sponsorship team. So I can walk you through how to do, like how to find sponsors and stuff. But that is another conversation. But I want to thank Startup Portal, the Carroll Technology and Innovation Council who supports us, the Collar Foundation. We have a grant to do this podcast, and also the Community Foundation of Carroll County is very, very supportive of our work. So, and next slide. Why do I podcast? So I think that like everyone thinks about, okay, I want to write a book, all right? Because Barbara's already written her wonderful book, or I want to do a podcast. But I always say start with the why. So why did I start, other than like having a stroke and wanting to be creative, is I wanted to share the wonderful work that's going on in the world, but in a meaningful way and a sustainable way. Meaningful in sharing the good things that everyone's doing and making it mean something to someone else and get them started, but also sustainable in a way that like, how can I do it every single week, do it really well at a high quality? So that's my why. So if you want to do a podcast, start with your why. And then with the podcast plan, you have to ask yourself 3 questions. What is your mission? Has to do with your why, right? So like, why am I doing the podcast? And like write that out as a mission, and then, or as a mission statement. And then what is your schedule? And I'm going to share my schedule with you. And then this is something that you can do every single week, consistently, week after week after week. And then what is your production strategy? And we're going to talk about what a production strategy even means. So when I went down to what is my mission, like these are some things that help me think about my mission. First, I wanted to share, because it's like after COVID, it's like 2022 or after COVID, everyone's like, there's only bad stuff in the news. And I remember I was out at church, and Karen goes to my church. Hey, Karen, I see you. Karen goes to my church, and she's like, I was talking to 2 people, Mark and Teresa, and they run the food pantry. It's like everyone's always talking about bad stuff in the world. I'm like, well, I want to talk about good stuff, and not just me doing good stuff, but me talking to people that have done good stuff for their whole career or their whole lives. And so I wanted to share that with the community and the world. I wanted to build meaningful and lasting relationships. When you have these conversations, you learn about people's inspiration and also what gets them up in the morning to do this wonderful work for these people. I wanted to create that wonderful, good space for people to continue to do this every single week, every single day. I wanted to maintain that network. And then I wanted to make friends. I'm a friend maker. So I wanted to make friends with my podcast. And that was my mission. So just kind of think about what is your mission. And that's going to help you to get up week after week when it gets hard. It's not easy. It's going to keep you going. All right, schedule. So this is what my schedule looks like. So I mentioned Startup Portal. And sometimes you get like sponsorships and money, which is with our grant, but also Startup Portal. We are a nonprofit organization through the Community Foundation of Carroll County. Good stuff. And Startup Portal lets us use their whole podcast studio as a nonprofit, and it's like an in-kind donation. And they've been working with me for a year. It's been over a year now. So what I do is I go to the startup portal, and they're in Westminster, Maryland, and they're really wonderful. I can introduce you. Actually, I think I included his email here. On Wednesday mornings at 11 a.m., like clockwork, I go in, hi, good morning, and I record the podcast interview. Then on Thursday, I edit the podcast. And then on Friday morning, every morning at about 8:30 or 8 o'clock, I post it on social media. I post it on LinkedIn, I post it on Facebook, I post it on Spotify is our main thing. But the big pro tip, really cool that Barbara mentioned this earlier, is be consistent. Because you're gonna have fans and people that are like listening to you every week. And it's like, I don't say fans like, oh, my mom listens to it, because she like sometimes do. I mean people that like really enjoy your work, the beautiful work that you're doing. So you have to be consistent and reliable. So just, if you're gonna make a schedule, make sure you can do it at the same time every single week. So now we go to, what is your production strategy? So when I say production, what does that even mean, right? So for creating a podcast, production is just like everything related to recording and editing your audio in order to get it ready to be published, right? So my strategy is 3 parts. The first is record the interview. The second is edit the audio file. And the third is post the recording. So that comes with your plan. So what does it mean to record the interview? So we can go to that next slide. The first, part 1, record the interview, is you set up the time to meet the podcast. You might have a podcast studio. This is Rick Lineback's email address. Reach out to him and say, Kayla Selinsky mentioned you. I would be really interested in using your podcast studio. He's really open and really helpful for creating a podcast space. And the studio is fabulous. They have like a green screen. You can do a lot of wonderful work. I just use the podcast part of it. So you record the interview, and then you have a space, but it's not just the startup portal. I also wanted to mention the library that's in Westminster. The Carroll County Public Library in Westminster has its own, it's called the Exploration Commons, where there's also a podcast studio there. So those are 2 options that are low to no cost that you can use every single week. Then you record your audio file and you edit the audio file. Whenever I record, I use the equipment that's in the startup portal. I save it as an MP3, and then I edit it using Adobe Premiere Pro. I do, some recordings are the same recordings every week, and some are new. So my new recordings are the intro for the episode. Hi, welcome to Good Stuff. This is Kayla Selinsky, right? And then your weekly podcast interview. So I interview different people and I record it. Those are new. But I reuse our sponsorship message unless I have a new sponsor or the sponsors change. And I also reuse our closing message. So it's really cool. Like, you don't have to do the same, you don't have to do all the work every single week. And I learned this, 6 months in versus day 1. So I'm really glad I get to talk to you about podcasts. So the intro for the episode is like, Cleo, what are you talking about? So literally, this is what I say every single episode. Welcome to Good Stuff, where it's all good stuff when you really think about it. I'm your host, Kayla Selinsky. Today we're going to talk about whoever we're talking about and whatever we're talking about, and then we get into it. And it's usually like 30 seconds, and then I added like a community highlight, and now let's hear from our sponsors. And that's the thing that's already recorded. So you kind of think about, what do you want your intro to be, and then how can you make your life easier versus doing the hard work every single week. And a little bit of so one thing I do is like a community highlight where like, Magic, which is our, it's like our technology center, is having an event this Thursday at 3 p.m. Check it out. Or the Carroll County Food Pantry is going to be open this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Check it out. So that's one thing I added. But also the next slide is I make a little podcast poster every single episode. We're on episode 56. So for all of my episodes for 2023, I made a poster, and then I made it into a little book. And it's really beautiful. You can see all of your hard work. And you can make a poster on Canva, canva.com, for free. And that's Erica Salee. I interviewed her. I think she was one of the last ones for 2023. But it's really cool. You can like see all of the hard work that you've done. So I highly encourage you to make a podcast poster for your guests. So then we're going to post the interview. So how do you post the interview? I use Spotify. I used to be anchor.com or anchor.fm, and it got bought by Spotify. And Spotify is fabulous because you can post your and you can edit your episode. So I have the recordings, but I piece it together right when I'm putting it in. So I have hello, welcome to Good Stuff. And then I have fun transition music. Then we have our sponsor interview, and then we have fun transition music. Then we have the closing. So it's really like nice and professional, no cost again. And you can do it on Spotify, and they collect a really wonderful data. So if you go to the next slide, this is my data from 2023. This podcast was top 10 for 75 people. Isn't that cool? And it was top 5 for 65 people, and it was the #1 podcast for 34 people. Now, this started as an idea a year ago, right? Just like your business was just an idea. And it was just like, oh, just do it for fun. And then you realize that people are being positively influenced not by your idea, but by the wonderful effect it's having. So it really makes me want to continue doing the good stuff and doing the good work. And then I wanted, because I'm talking to these wonderful women of WOW, I wanted to go, next slide, last slide, is you are actually cordially invited to be a guest on the Good Stuff podcast. Just kind of send me an email with Good Stuff podcast. I really want to hear from you as women, as friends, sisters, mothers, daughters. Like, there's so many wonderful things you do, but you're also a business owner. So I want to hear from you. There's like no cost obviously involved. It's literally just a 20 to 30 minute interview whenever you're available. And I just love, we're going into year 2, and I'm just really excited to get into learning more good stuff that's going on in the world. And I really appreciate your time today. And that's it.
Well, that's amazing, Kayla, to see all that you've done and give us so many different ideas. Each one of you, Stacy, giving your perspectives, maybe how to connect, maybe how to partner. You both have been very good about partnering with other people in the community so that you can help the ladies of WOW strengthen themselves. It doesn't matter whether you've been in business as long as Stacy has been, or someone who's new in business, really teaming up and getting on virtual meetings like this. I used to be on corporate meetings way before Zoom was even talked about. And we did that all the time. So I knew the value of being on these type of calls, and then you being able to use this chat. You guys are really good at using this chat. Karen, for instance, and Somerville, who is in Seattle, Washington, just reached out to you, and Tricia Soderstrom. She's saying you're motivating her to get on her podcast. So I'm hoping everybody knows how to get on the chat. You just scroll down to the bottom of your screen. Just take and hover down towards the bottom of your screen, and there's a little chat emoji down there. You click on that, and you can see what the people are seeing. Mine comes over to the left of my screen. Hopefully all of you are able to do that. So questions, since we're getting really good feedback for you two ladies. Go ahead, Stacy, you're up.
All right. Awesome presentation. That was great. I loved it. Oh my gosh. Now, what stuck out in my mind was I went to a breakfast networking meeting the other day, and the speaker was a podcaster, right? And I asked a question. Do you need money?
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Ooh. And they said, well, we do pay somebody. We pay Spotify. And you were mentioning everything was for free in your presentation. What are the paying people doing? And maybe the editing, because you're doing all your editing. Right?
So I can jump in. Before I even got into this podcast thing, I used to pay another company like $200 to do what I do for myself.
Right. Okay. So
I figured out how to do it, but it's not hard.
You figured it out.
Yes, ma'am. And
Wow.
Spotify, there's things that you can do too. Like if you wanted to have like ads, like you can have paid ad. You're not paying, but the people are. I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works. I haven't figured out. I mean, now we're going to the next step, right? Because we did start 1, start it. Step 2, make money from it. Not sure how to do that. I have been. So I run at Macbeth Academy. We are an educational enrichment program. We get grants from a local foundation, the Collar Foundation. What I do is I work with my students. So I'm teaching them how to edit audio and how to have one of these wonderful ideas, and then I come and I bring it into the podcast. Like they're helping me with editing and things. So we figured out how to work and get grants to support the mission, which is to support the good stuff in the community. But how do I get paid with ads and other sponsors in that way? That is the next step. So I want to think about that. 'Cause I don't charge people to tell me their story either.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's a really good question. Mm-hmm.
What are your topics?
You know what's really cool is it's as long as it's positive for the community, it can be anything. So I had one lady that owns her own tattoo shop, and it's women owned and it's women tattoo artists. So I had her on. I had one guy that he is a musician, he's a composer, and I had him on. Another guy that is the worship leader at like the musical worship director at our church, I had him on. Another lady that she is the director of shelters, like housing shelters for families in Carroll County, had her on. As long as you're doing good stuff for the community.
Ah,
Good stuff. Hence
that's awesome.
the title. Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah, all of us, I think, want to uplift one another.
Hey,
I think
Ron.
that's the whole reason of WOW, right? Is to bring value to one another, to support one another, refer business, refer. I'm going to drive that. So you're doing that right here. You're referring business in between you all as you're on this conference call.
Also, I had Barbara on. She's going to be on next.
There you go. There you go. So, go ahead. Tricia wants to go on.
Yeah, I kind of let my podcast go for the past 2 years, but I was on a roll. So you've really motivated me to get back to it. So thank you very much. How far in advance do you record? And do you have like a planning system where you plan well out in advance of who you're going to have on and when?
The first question. So I have a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? So I record on Wednesdays, but that doesn't mean that I don't have anyone for the next week. So I would say like a month in advance. If you have like 2 or 3 that's already recorded, then you don't have to scramble. And these are all things that I learned through the last year. Like the first year, I was like, who am I gonna do for my second one? And I was like, what am I gonna do for my third one? So I'm always like 2 ahead, and I usually like plan a month in advance. And you know what's cool? You can also have think of like each month can have a theme, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna have business owners here, I'm gonna have musicians here. So there are a lot of different things that you can do to help with the plan. And we totally chat. I mean, like for me, it's not fancy. I do spreadsheets, like an Excel spreadsheet, and I could work. Whoever wants to do a podcast, I could totally work with you, and we can chat, and I can help you. Absolutely.
Now, can you see, Kayla, that Amy has her hand up?
No. Yes.
Amy.
Sorry. I can see
Okay.
your screen. Yes. Hey, Amy.
I know it's hard to look at the chat and what people are doing and so forth, but Amy wants to take the floor.
Hi. Very great, enthusiastic presentation. And thank you for sharing your time with us today. Can you tell us a little bit more about Macbeth Academy?
Of course I can. So Macbeth Academy started in 2018. We were a fully accredited school. It was all online. I went to Stanford too. I don't know if you can see my other Stanford. Stanford. Yeah, I love Stanford. So I had a lot of friends and teachers that were all on the West Coast. We started the school on the West Coast. So now we sold Macbeth Academy, the school part, in October of last year. But now we do educational enrichment programs. So we work out of the YMCA in the Hill and Westminster, and we also work out of Wesley Freedom United Methodist Church, and we do Bright Minds tutoring. It's free tutoring for any students that are low income or that need support. And we were just gifted, that's actually one of my posts for today, we were gifted 10 laptops from the Carroll Technology Innovation Center to provide support for those kids. So it's very cool how supportive the community is for our youth. But that's what Macbeth focuses on, educational programming for Carroll County.
Okay, so you don't have regular classroom students. Where do you get your clients from, or your students?
Well, back in the day, it was word of mouth, but now I work with the Carroll County Public School System, and because it's a free program, I'm able to give brochures and work with their staff to get students that are needed so they can get referred over. And I work with like the PTA. We just give talks with PTA. I'm also in the PTA for one of the schools, so it's really cool, like network community schools.
Okay, very good. So, and you're now, so you live in Carroll County?
I live in Sykesville, right by the Walmart.
Okay, awesome. All right.
On
very
Macbeth Way. Hence the name, Macbeth Academy, Macbeth Way.
Yes, that's why I was just looking it up, but I didn't see a website. I was trying to toggle between the windows. So, sorry. Okay.
No worries.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you.
So can you post your website, LinkedIn space, Kayla, for the
Yes.
ladies if they'd like to copy and
Absolutely.
paste?
Absolutely.
So I see some ladies, any information that you want to ask, or maybe anything else in addition to websites or contact information from Kayla or Stacy before we go into the last 12 minutes of the virtual meeting?
Hey, Barbara. Can you hear me?
I got Ashley out there, and Rita back again.
I just want to thank you guys for your time. And Kayla, you've been awesome with some of your enthusiastic advice. So I'm appreciative of your help right now. So I'll definitely hope to reach out.
Yes, do it.
All right.
And Rita, you're up. You're welcome. You're welcome, Ashley.
Oh.
Rita, or you can unmute.
Right.
Yeah.
I unmuted. Yeah. So who do I get in touch with regards to branding and logo and all of that?
I think we had a couple of people. Monica Wack was on earlier and left her information in the chat. Did you see that?
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll copy and
Be happy to help you out.
perfect.
Tracy Brown had commented, I believe, in the chat.
Is that Monica who would be happy to help me out?
Yes, that was Monica.
Thank you, Monica. I'll get in touch with you today.
Okay.
Thanks.
See, that works, ladies. You prove it. Hey, Monica, you looking good, girl. So anything in real estate, maybe? We have Denise Lewis over at her Brooke Owen Realty over on Main Street in Westminster. Any updates on the market since it's the beginning of the year for us?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Come over as Denise.
Just went to the Maryland Bankers Association luncheon on Friday, and there's going to be a slow start, which we anticipated. It's that time of year anyway, but we're hoping to see a pickup the second quarter. But overall, the outlook, the economic outlook for this year was pretty grim. But I think we all just I said, you know what, I have a little bit of defiance in me, so I'm going to come back, take what I can positively out of that, and move forward, and maybe just do a few modifications in my business. So housing's tough right now, but I'm in my office. I'm busy. I've got some listings coming on. People still need homes. People still need to move. But interest rates, the economy, all play a part of that. And one of the other things is that we are going to see a little bit of inflation more than we're used to seeing this coming year. So sorry, it's not great news, but again, you ladies, I love getting on here because you all inspire me. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And we have, I think, Tina, you had something to add. Is that who I'm seeing? I just see TV. Tracy Brown, maybe.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Good morning and happy birthday to Kayla. I just thought I would kind of jump in really quick because we were talking about real estate. I work for Point Breeze Credit Union, and of course, we can help with consumer and business and everything like that. But tying into the home market right now, I did see rates go down. I'm looking at our rates right now, of course, for a 10-year fixed, 5.875. A 15-year jumped down to 6%. So things were like, in the sevens, so I'm seeing things come down just a tiny bit. I did hear through the grapevine that possibly we might see another loan reduction, which would be a really great thing. And something that Point Breeze does, a lot of people aren't aware of, we do modifications. So in today's market, let's say you're looking for a house and the housing market is still up, find the house you want. That's the most important thing, because in the future, you can always do a refinance. But instead of, if you get a loan through us, we don't have any points, we do a modification. So let's say you find that house, rates go down, you can modify for a one-time fee rather than doing a full-on refinance. So I just thought that's really good information to know. It's not advertised, but if you can find a lender that'll do a modification, that's the way to go.
Very good information on the real estate front and also in banking and real estate rates. I know mortgage rates rather. We're all looking for these kind of things. This is where our WOW Facebook page really is helpful. If you have not gone there yet, I'm going to click real quick over to share my screen. So you can go to the WOW Facebook page. We have 443 current members. If somebody wants to refer someone, there are a few questions, but you can see some of the posts here. Each week, we like to post about how to contact WOW, update your information through Tricia Soderstrom, for instance. Each week, we announce, hey, share an upcoming event that people shouldn't miss, or post something about yourself. Tina, the information you just provided. Judith has an event coming up that's airing at 4:30. I'm not sure what date that was, Judith, sorry. I'm just trying to skim through. So there's definitely a way to reach out to people, let people know what you're doing, get responses. You can start your own chat, much like we're doing here on the WOW virtual page. You see, Stacy, Happy New Year, just some of the most recent comments. They'll come up, recent media that we like to highlight. Alignable, I understand some ladies are using Alignable, and I'm seeing a lot of activity there. You might want to check that out. They had paid and non-paid. And of course, Judith has posted something about, this is an upcoming event, I believe February 24th. If you'd like to go there, you can see all of these events. These ladies are posting information. Even Mary Ellen Schaefer, she's down in Florida with you, Stacy. I think you know Mary Ellen. She's the one who created the WOW logo. So please use these resources to connect with each other. Let us know what you're doing. Really, really important stuff here. And I see there were a few more chats while we were looking at the WOW Facebook. All of this is what it's about at WOW, connecting everybody. I'm here to connect you to each other. Tina, I think you may, I don't know if your hand is back up.
No, it's still up. I have no idea how to take it down. Sorry, I'll keep waving.
All right, I'll put it down.
Okay.
So we have, I think we were highly productive. We've got 5 more minutes. I said I'm always going to keep WOW at 60 minutes, no more. I want you to jumpstart your month. I want you to jumpstart your week. I would like this positive energy, your message, Kayla, really important. Stacy, you're always so upbeat. A lot of you ladies do the same thing. That's what we want to project outward. There's a lot of doom and gloom. Let's keep the energy positive. Yeah, I'm Barbara E. Ringrose, the founder of WOW. We're going on 12 years. I'll be updating with events that we're doing. Next month, we have a person on standby to co-host and host a special guest with me. And let me see, there was something I believe here in the chat. Ashley just wrote she appreciates all these newly added contacts, etc. You can read that. She also is an author, and she put Life on Lust terms out there for you ladies. Kayla has her contact information. Anyone else wanting to add something? Karen Somerville over there on Seattle, you could talk to us, maybe what you're doing with ChatGPT. You have to unmute.
Well, actually, I escaped the weather in Seattle, so I'm in Palm Springs right now. And what I do is I help parents discover their child's constellation of gifts. And I really want to talk to you, Kayla, because I I'm doing this as my legacy passion project. I was a career counselor for 25 or 30 years while I was raising my children. And what I discovered is that everyone is born with a constellation of gifts. And the extent to which we can discover those and nurture those, it enriches their lives, it enriches our lives. And that's my mission. And I really want to talk to you because I'm looking for a way to do this through an equity lens, which I really haven't discovered yet. So yes, let's connect.
And for those of you that did not attend, Karen was my first person to be virtual during our in-person event, which was our 11th year anniversary at Exploration Commons in September. We are down for the third Wednesday in Exploration Commons this year, where we'll do something interactive again. Karen, you got rave reviews about what you did, and we thank you for taking the time to join us that way. That was a first for me, and we learned so very much. We have 2 minutes left. If anybody can fit anything else in, you're more than welcome to join in.
Well, Barbara, if I may, I have an inspiration. Would you like to hear? Okay. So on Saturday, I was at the gym and I was bench pressing, and we had to do 100 bench presses, and I was doing 65 pounds. It was a lot. So the woman that I was partnering with, she was on her 90th bench press. She says, "Oh, I can't do it anymore. I cannot do it. My body says no. My mind says no." And I looked into her eyes and I said, "You can do this, and you are going to do this because it's all in here." And I recommend for everybody to put it in here, in your mind, that you all can do this and be successful.
Excellent message, excellent note to end our first meeting of the year, January here at WOW. Women Optimizing Women. I'm the founder, Barbara E. Ringrose. You all are amazing. You inspire me. And I wish everyone a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. It's great to be associated with you ladies, and stay well.